Hello, marry me. So I want to review a book. The book I want to review is Pendulum Dowsing by Cassandra Eason. Now, Cassandra Eason has made a name of herself by making fairly simple, easy to follow beginner, new age, and occult books. And these follow along those lines. This is basically an introduction book to Pendulum Dowsing. The book vary a lot in quality really between the different chapters, so I thought I would just go through those and discuss which one I think is really good and which one I think is not. Basically, we have an introduction, then we have the history of dowsing, which it says itself. What it does, it's completely okay. Beginning Pendulum Dowsing, I like this. It's basically completely basic stuff, but it do go through what you need to start using a pendulum. Then dowsing for decisions. It basically talks about how to use pendulum dowsing for a lot of things, from choosing a holiday location and not. I do think that there should have been a section with a bit of a warning there, because I know some people who go completely overboard with this. Yes, it can be very useful as a way to develop your inner voice. It can be a great way to develop pendulum skills, and you can get some really good advice from your higher self. But at the same time, I know people that douse for everything. Like, should I watch this movie or that movie? And then I think it basically, when you act like the pendulum is your lord and master, it has gone too far. This chapter doesn't basically, that there's some really good examples there and some techniques for using the pendulum to help you in decision making. I just wish there was a section there about doing this in a balanced way. Then you have finding what is lost, which discusses exactly that, using a pendulum for finding lost items, pets, and people. And it's a really good chapter. It goes through various techniques that can be very useful. Dowsing for health, I really like this. It has several good exercises, several good techniques for using a pendulum for healing. I also like, there's a cleansing spell in here using a pendulum that basically, where you basically imagine filling the pendulum with light and then using that as a cleansing and a protection. I think I will be doing that and putting one of my pendulum aside for that spell. Though I do like that as part of it, you set a word or a gesture or a series of words as a way to basically release the stored up energy when you need it. And I was joking that I would probably get tossed out from psychic conventions if I had the phrase to get this going as by the power of Grayskull. But other than that, I really like that. And the dowsing question is basically, it goes through ways that you can use the pendulum that isn't necessarily for divination. And it's a really good chapter. It's a really good introduction to that. Then you have earth energies. It goes through things like sacred sites and ley lines and various other lines. It's okay. It's extremely basic. It's okay. Pendulums and ghosts. It's horrible. It basically discusses nothing of the basics, nothing of it. It basically, what it gives is a technique for discovering basically the memory of a place. It discusses nothing about spirits whatsoever, but it can give you some ideas of how to sense energies within a place or an area, often then linked to legends. And even then, it's not really that well explained. I guess it could be used if you are going on vacation and want to see if you can dose up some legends in an area, but other than that, it's a whole field of itself to use a pendulum for paranormal work, and this chapter just do not do a good job in explaining that. Then you have remote map dowsing. Again, it's not a good chapter. It doesn't do a good job with explanations and exercises in introducing this, and I don't feel that you could learn anything from that. Then you have physical dowsing, which is dowsing for water, electrical lines, and so on and so forth. And again, I just fell off there. It's badly explained and written in a boring way. And then you have useful addresses, which is various things that you might have an interest in, and further reading. So, some of the chapters are really good, and some of them are horrible. All in all, though, it's a completely decent introduction guide. It will give you the various tools that you need to start pendulum dowsing. It doesn't have anything really fancy. It won't make you an expert. There's enough exercises in here that if you start practicing, you will get a basic grip of using a pendulum. So as such, as a beginning book, it does exactly what it sets out to do, and it does it fairly well. So I'll give it 6 out of 10. It has some really bad chapters, but also some really good ones, and it is a decent beginner's guide. And that is my review of Cassandra Eason's Pendulum Dowsing, and it's published by Pictus. Piatkus. Whatever this is to be pronounced as. They produce a lot of New Age books. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.